Hey, welcome to another episode of Amp Up Solar Talk. Today, we're taking a closer look at Sun Atlas Power, a company built to simplify solar by handling everything from design to installation all in one place. Joining me today is Steve Pope, Director of Operations at Sun Atlas Power and leader of one of the start to finish approaches of this new company. So thanks for joining us today, Steve. Appreciate you being here.
Kelly, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to talk about what we've built and what we're building. So thank you again.
Absolutely. It's exciting to hear all about this. And if you're watching live, be sure and drop your questions in the chat. We'd love to include you in the conversation. So Steve, let's start with the basics. What is Sun Atlas Power and what inspired this idea?
Sun Atlas Power is a top to bottom vertically integrated solar EPC company. The idea was inspired mainly through Signature Solar, seeing customers come in, purchasing equipment, or even calling up, asking for an install solution and not having a pathway after that. Signature Solar can take care of their customers the best they can, but they can't then control the customer journey all the way through installation. And that was really the origin of the idea, the ability to control the narrative, control the customer journey all the way through the finish line is what they wanted to achieve.
So the customer journey from start to finish. That's a great idea. You said a couple of things that I'd like to define, especially for our audience.
Yeah.
You said vertically integrated and you said EPC.
Yes.
So let's start with EPC. What exactly is an EPC?
EPC, so that stands for Engineering, Procurement, and Construction.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it means that company takes you from the start of the entire project to the end of the project, all in one house.
Yeah, which is vertically integrated.
Which is also vertically integrated.
Yeah. So when you're talking about vertically integrated, you're talking about just starting from one end to the other, I assume.
Yeah, people will hear EPC, turnkey, vertically integrated.
Mm-hmm.
All those is something that we would also call ourselves for sure.
Yeah. Nice. So you're watching the whole project kind of like a contractor, I assume.
Correct. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So tell us a little bit about your background.
I've been in solar now for 11 years. I've worked with industry giants. I've worked with startups. I've seen the solar industry go through all the ups and downs. It's very exciting. I'm a solar guy for life. I love it. It's very unpredictable, but it's so much fun to be a part of.
So since you've had so much experience, how did this opportunity personally resonate with you?
Kind of a cool background. So I met Signature Solar and EG4 about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved, right off the bat, I just loved the vision. I met with James. I saw like his ability to or his desire to always keep costs down and to lower costs for customers. And I fell in love with that. I've always been customer facing and wanted to improve that situation for him. And to be able to kind of be a part of the startup, be a part of the build, and ensure that it's being built correctly is pretty exciting. And see what we've done already. So we've been at this now for about 7 months. And to see what we built and to see where we're at and how close we are to basically, offering this fully to everybody is very exciting.
It is very exciting. So your about page on the website says solar didn't need a new pitch. It needed a new process. What does that mean? And was there a specific industry problem that pushed you to build Sun Atlas Power around a new process?
Yeah, so to do it right, you have to have obviously really good processes. By saying it doesn't need a new pitch, it's kind of alluding to just the trust that was missing in the solar industry. A lot of that starting with sales at times. Just the handoffs between the different groups, from the sales partners to the install companies, potentially to design firms and everything. The back and forths were not working. Communication was being dropped. And customers were kind of left not knowing what to do or who to turn to. Phone calls weren't being answered after signed contracts a lot of the time. And by doing it all in-house and including like our family of companies, having manufacturing, having distribution, and then having installation all together, we control that from start to finish, and we are the ones communicating with the customer from the beginning all the way to the end. And making sure that process is streamlined for them, is custom made for them, and that they're always able to talk to somebody throughout the whole thing.
So if there's any questions, they have one person to go to.
Exactly.
And they can always reach you.
Yeah.
Nice. And then you're reaching out to others.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So Sun Atlas Power, the name, where did that come from?
Sun Atlas Power. So It's built on strength and guidance. Atlas is shown carrying the heavens on his shoulders, or carrying the earth on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Atlas is also a map, basically, to guide people to where they are looking to go. That is the relationship we want to have with our customers.
Nice.
We want to show them exactly from start to finish what solar is like, and how to, basically, we want to guide them from the start on how to get their solar project installed. It's not an easy process sometimes. It should be sometimes, but it's really not. There's so many groups involved that you have to navigate a lot of different jurisdictions and utilities, and our job is to take them through that whole process and make sure they know, how long it's going to take and exactly what they're getting.
I like that. So not only did a lot of thought go into building the company, but it also went into naming the company.
Yeah, I think so too.
Very cool.
I mean, naming's hard. There's a lot of names out there already.
Yeah.
But
so your mission that I got from your website says focusing on making solar simple, transparent, and accessible. Why was it so important to build a company around those values? Simple, transparent, accessible.
I don't know if you've been a part of solar for a while, so you've heard the stories that customers have about the process, about not knowing what's going on, about hidden costs that come up after install, during install, about promises from sales that weren't fulfilled or weren't communicated properly to the install teams. We want to simplify all of that. We want to make sure the customer knows exactly what they're getting from the beginning, and walk them through that process so there's no changes. And I mean, obviously stuff can change, but we want to make sure that we're communicating throughout, and then they know exactly what's going on. Yeah,
so just recently I had somebody come up to my door just this past weekend, honestly, and try to sell me solar. And I know that that's been a thing in the past where people come knocking, they feed you a line, and then they install solar and you never hear from them again. Something's not working and they don't know who to turn to. Yeah. I've also had a friend that says, I'm not saving the money that they promised me and I can't get out of it. And so it's nice to know that there's somebody that we can turn to, that we can depend on. And so I know that homeowners do struggle with trust in the industry. So what is Sun Atlas Power going to do to make sure that you do rebuild the trust and create a better experience?
The key to that, to me, is transparency. We control the proposal software from the beginning. So in the quoting tool, the proposal software, the information that the customer gets right at the beginning is directly from us, and something that we believe in. We stand behind those numbers. A lot of the time that the experience they have starts at the proposal that they might have received at the beginning that promises savings over time, promises a certain monthly bill that often isn't achieved. And because we have the software, because we're part of the process the entire way, we feel like we can provide exactly what we're saying we're going to provide. And a customer will know exactly itemized on their bill, on their contract when they sign up, what they're getting. They're picking out the equipment. That's awesome with our connection to Signature Solar. The customer themselves is seeing the exact equipment, the price of that equipment, and then we're adding on the installation to that package. So yeah, it's transparent. It's simple in that the customer is kind of there throughout the initial process, and they're communicated with on a weekly basis, so they know exactly what's going on throughout.
Okay, we haven't really talked about this proposal tool, so tell me a little bit more about what this journey looks like from the beginning all the way through the finished installation and operation of the solar system, and what does this beginning look like with this proposal tool that you're talking about?
Yeah, great question. So the proposal tool is called Bright Build. That is the quoting tool, the software tool that we have built in-house that customers will be able to work with us through. They'll be able to see their design coming together in real time. We'll be able to chat with them or talk with them on the phone while the design is being put together. And from there, with the help of the customer building the exact system that they want, there's qualifying questions, asking about their needs, about their future plans with electricity. We want to build that system exactly to their needs and their wants. From there, we put together a design that is what they wanted, and we send that off to get permitted, to get interconnection approval with the utilities, and then to become fully compliant and ready for installation. Installation is scheduled. Final inspection is then scheduled and then passed. And then after that, it's just permission to operate from the utility company, and then the customer is ready to use their power and start benefiting from solar. And batteries. I should say batteries. We want batteries on every install, along with solar, because that gives the ultimate control to the customer to be able to control how their power is being used.
So the customer is with you along every step of the way.
Exactly.
You're providing permitting. You're making sure everything's compliant.
Yep.
And they're seeing the cost. They're agreeing on that.
Yep.
Everything's completely transparent. Very neat.
Yeah.
Now, you've mentioned that you bring design, you bring supply, communication, installation, and it's all from one place that you guys are providing. That's something most companies can't or are not doing. That sounds really ideal, and imagine it's not easy. What makes this kind of model difficult to execute?
Yeah, bringing all the pieces into one house is difficult. So Sun Atlas Power was built after a lot of the structure was already in place through Signature Solar through EG4 manufacturing, and then Sun Atlas Power now being built out with the support and assistance basically from our parent company and our sister companies to help make that happen. Yeah, it's definitely not easy. We've spent these last months building this all out, building the proposal tool, building the quoting system, making that so it'll integrate or basically be live with the customer, being able to change things right off the bat, and them being able to see exactly what changes on their production, on their savings modeling and everything like that, right from the screen at the same time. And it's really exciting. It takes time for sure, but we plan on scaling. We plan on growing this thing out and making this available to hopefully everybody throughout the United States and beyond. So yeah, we have big dreams, but we know the foundation is the key to making that scalable and making sure the customer experience does stay consistent throughout and predictable for us as well.
So having the stable foundation has been what's been allowed for the installation and the EPC part to expand from there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So the site mentions giving installers predictable, well-scoped work.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The key to an installer to do their job is to show up to a home and see exactly what they were expecting. So in the forefront process with the customer, the question asking, the qualifying, and just the communication with the customer, telling them exactly what to expect when the installers show up, and then having the installer show up to a house that they've actually already been to. Our installers will have done the site survey for the same installation that they'll be doing, so they'll know exactly what they're walking into. The product will be there already. Signature Solar will drop ship that product, either directly to the customer or to the installer, depending on their needs, honestly. And an installer is good at what they do, and if there's confusion when they get there, it doesn't go according to plan, customer will be upset, or just they wouldn't have received exactly what they wanted. But an installer is there to do. They'll see the design. They're actually involved in basically looking at the design and confirming that it is what they want to do and that is what is actually possible to do on site. And so there shouldn't be any surprises for them when they show up. We're obviously communicating with the customer, communicating with the installers to make sure that they both know exactly what's happening and when they're going to show up and how long it should take and all the things that go on install day. So,
is there any vetting process for the installers that you guys are using in particular?
Yeah, for sure there is. Yeah, and so we want the best installers out there. The main focus for me in speaking with all the installers so far is determining that they are customer first, that they focus on their customers, they care about the end product. We're partnering with a lot of different size companies, but the consistency with the installers that we've partnered with so far and that we've talked to is that they care about their customers, and they want to that's all they really care about. They want their name to be clean. They want the customers to be happy, and that's what we care about as well. So,
yeah, what do you think changes when a company can model supporting both installers and homeowners? What does that change for the whole experience?
Those two groups have been the forgotten groups in the solar industry, in my opinion, and their experiences are intertwined and connected. A good install experience equals a happy customer.
Absolutely, yeah.
Treating our installers correctly and paying them right and communicating with them will always lead to a customer having a better experience in the end. So to us, those two have to be the ones taken care of, have to be the ones that are happy in the end. And
absolutely,
that'll lead to installers wanting to grow with us, customers referring their friends, And it's a cycle that will continue to bring good customers and good installs.
Yeah, that sounds like a great model, great plan.
Yeah.
One of your promises is support for the lifetime of the system. Now, I know the products each have their own warranties, but what does long-term support look like under Sun Atlas Power?
That means that we will not disappear after the installation is done, after they've received permission to operate. We will continue to communicate with them. We will continue to monitor their systems to make sure that they're taken care of. We'll be here when they have an issue, when they have a question. We'll answer that question. We'll get installers back out there if they ever have any issues that need actual on-site support. We're here for the lifetime. We want to be that customer's energy provider. We want to be the one they turn to when they have any questions about their electricity, about their energy needs. So yeah, we're not going anywhere.
Great. Now you've mentioned EG4 and Signature Solar a couple of times. How did those pieces fit into Sun Atlas Power?
For the audience that doesn't know, EG4 and Signature Solar are both sister companies with Sun Atlas Power under the umbrella of Energy Access Innovations. Sun Atlas is a subsidiary of Signature Solar, but we having them in-house, being part of the family, just allows us to give the customers the most competitive pricing possible, really, because we have both manufacturing, and distribution, and then installation all under the same umbrella. And we can kind of keep those margins thin and pass that savings on to the customer, which is awesome.
It is awesome. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Now it really sounds like Sun Atlas Power is customer first kind of company, but you've also mentioned that you want to support and serve installers as well.
Yes.
And so you're serving and supporting both. Who is Sun Atlas Power designed to serve today? And how do you see that evolving over time?
Right now, so we are, we're there for, really, I want to say all customers. We're licensed and ready to go in multiple states right now: Texas, Utah, Missouri, Nebraska. We plan to spread out and become licensed and compliant in multiple more states. We are looking for customers that value transparency, value communication and a clean process throughout.
Who doesn't, right? Who doesn't?
That's easy to say right now, obviously.
Yeah.
But we want to change the narrative in solar. We want to get as many people on board as possible, spread the word, referrals. We'll have a referral program, obviously, for customers that had a good experience. We want them to talk to their friends and family and get more people involved. I've always thought that solar is good for everybody. It doesn't have to have they don't have to have the perfect utility rates or the perfect buyback from the utility. Solar with batteries is for everybody, and it gives the customer control over their power. So our target audience is all residential right now, and we will be starting up into light commercial and then larger commercial as we build out. So it sounds silly out loud, but we're looking to serve the entire country. We want to change the narrative in solar. We want to support and be there for everybody that needs it.
That's great. Big plans, big dreams.
Yeah.
No, it's the way that we should be moving, especially with the way the grid is moving, right?
Yeah. More people need power, like the control over their own power there, right, locally at their house. So
absolutely. We do have an audience question. It says, can you do installations in North Carolina?
We are not licensed yet in North Carolina, but that is one of the top states on our list. Yeah, we have an in-house master electrician who is going out and testing and getting applications submitted into those different states. North Carolina, like I said, is definitely high on our list to go into. So it shouldn't be long. North Carolina, I believe, is we're expected to be in North Carolina first of Q2.
Okay. Any other states that are close on your list?
California is very close. Colorado, Montana. There's actually a list of about 17 markets that are very close to being to Louisiana, Mississippi, Illinois. The process has started. So our license holder, his name is Greg, and he's applying in all the different states that he can get access to and taking tests where needed. So we're fully compliant and ready to go.
Very nice. Well, looking ahead, what excites you most about where Sun Atlas Power is headed?
Honestly, changing the narrative, winning back the trust of solar customers and potential solar customers, and proving that this model can be scalable and that we can go nationwide, but we can keep the customer first focus and still provide the same experience that we'll be able to provide as a smaller company. To me, that can be done because we're using local installers that have the most knowledge about the area and that already care about the customers and providing that customer experience from the beginning. So yeah, that's the model right now.
Well, it all sounds really excited, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. So thanks so much for joining us today, Steve.
Yeah, thanks,
giving us everybody a clear look at what Sun Atlas Power is all about.
Yeah.
It is exciting to see a company tackling the biggest frustrations in the industry for homeowners, and not only doing that, but just giving everybody a better way to go solar in a simple, honest, and transparent way.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So before we wrap up, to everyone that are watching right now or who might watch later, what is the best way for them to get connected with Sun Atlas Power if they want to get started with you guys or want to learn more?
Right now, the best way is going to our website. It's sunatlaspower.com. Yeah, sunatlaspower.com.
Okay.
So yeah.
So be sure and check them out if you're interested at all in learning more at sunatlaspower.com. Thanks again, Steve, and to everyone watching. We'll continue to have regular conversations with industry leaders like Steve and others, but also starting on January 29th, we'll be rolling out new monthly conversations with a special co-host that you won't want to miss. So be sure to subscribe and follow us on Facebook at Signature Solar US so you never miss an episode. And we'll see you next time on Amp Up Solar Talk.